Yoko and Risky Financially. Yoko and Risky Financially. Yoko and Risky Financially.
Da 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 da. As what is it? That lamp hits the eye and it turns into Pixar. Welcome to Yoko and Frisky's Dimensional. This week we're talking about Pixar movies. Hooray! What's up? What say you, host?
Oh, I just want to ask, how's your voice? Because you lost your voice when you were at my house a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh, it was so bad. The kids were making fun of me. I was teaching stuff, and it sounded like I was going through puberty. I was like,
It sounded like you smoked like a few pack of cigarettes.
yeah, like I was like, Frisky. Yeah, I was dying. It's so much better. And of course, I had voice acting jobs. And I had to wait an extra day before I could do them.
Oh, I'm
And
sorry.
even then, oh yeah, it's okay. Even then it was really hard.
Yeah, we had a dead dog dance, and she went hard. We had this thing where everybody was like voting what time she would fall asleep, and she blew everybody out of the water. She fell asleep at 4:12 in the morning.
412 baby.
Yeah, I need to give you an award 'cause that was crazy.
Uh-huh.
So proud of you.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, how was your Pride Month?
I only did one event and it was great because uh I got to meet with people who we've befriended each other. We knew each other, but like now we're all like, hey, let's hang out again next time. I'm like, okay.
Oh, it's a
And one
good
of them
time.
was like, they were a husband and wife, and they had their family with them. And I was like, are you guys here with a friend? Nah, man, gay pride throws the best parties. It was cute.
Well, I'm happy to hear it. But yeah, recently you deleted Twitter, so
I sure did.
got some things to share with you. Hopefully, you won't be triggered going back to that wasteland for about 10 minutes.
Hope not.
But yeah, man, let's get into it, man. Let's start with a little bit of Yoko Reacts. Got some fun things to share, fun news, and yeah, let's hit it. Oh, don't forget to follow in the links below.
Yeah, like and subscribe and comment.
Yeah, we got the links in the description so you can follow along with us. Anyway, you like Spider-Man, right? Who doesn't like Spider-Man?
Oh! Oh! Wasn't that... Oh, I heard that's what people were complaining about. And he didn't make it. He couldn't let go or something?
Well, that's not a real person. That's like a test dummy.
I pray to God it was a test dummy. It looked too real because the way the legs were moving.
But yeah, imagine going to like Disneyland and seeing Spider-Man just crash into the side of a building. How would you feel?
Oh my gosh, I would scream. I'd be like, dude, we need to call somebody. We need to call somebody. That's almost as bad as, have you seen, Jake Paul attempt a fake suicide in front of children?
No, because I don't follow terrible people.
I didn't follow him either. Well, I followed after he saw someone kill themselves in the Japanese forest, and I was like, why does everybody hate him? And apparently, like, he was like doing all these little things, and I don't know why people have not stopped him from like canceling him early. Like, if I were a child and I saw my favorite person of all time, like a mom, a dad, a brother, a celebrity, kill themselves or play a fake killing that's not in a movie, I'd be traumatized. This is like almost the same thing with Spider-Man. I thought it was real. That damn internet. Hurry up, move on.
He's fine. All right, we got some huge movie news. They're starting production on Joker 2, and word on the street has it that it's going to be a musical.
Mm-hmm.
And who do you think they're gonna have playing Harley Quinn?
Oh boy, we're getting rid of Margot Robbie.
We're moving on up.
Todd Phillips just announced Gaga will be Harley Quinn. Oh god damn it! Now I can't be mad. Now I can't be mad. If it's a musical, somebody said, "What the fuck?" I screamed. I don't know. Oh shit! I don't know if I'd be able to watch it. It might trigger me really badly because, legit, one of my origin stories is that the person that really abused me was like Joker, and he would buy comics for me specifically because I liked Harley Quinn. And like, yeah, it was a weird thing. So I don't know. Maybe I've healed from it. You never know. If I see this movie, I'm seeing it with a friend such as yourself.
Yeah, I mean, the first Joker movie was all right. I would never see it again. But this one, I'm definitely interested. I guess you can't read her Joker face.
Yeah. Oh Lord, I don't know.
What a time to be alive. But the real movie news is what getting everybody on the internet and they're hyped as fuck is this new Barbie movie. Yeah, look at that. That's so
I saw some of the footage of Barbie rollerblading. I was like, yes, I need to see this though. I don't even care. I'm unashamedly like, when I was a kid, I was so opposed to Barbie. But after Toy Story and this Netflix Barbie cartoon called Barbie Life in the Dream House, it really switched Barbie for me. It made it funny and actually like, hey, this isn't bad. I should just accept that, you know, girls can have girly times and then girls can have like, yo, I'm gonna be a surgeon. I'll be right back. The car exploded. Let me go fix the car. Oh, we're going to space. It's fine.
Yeah,
not in a stereotypical way.
If you think about it, Barbie's like an entrepreneur. She's like the female Elon Musk.
Yeah, but Barbie actually does good things. It doesn't enslave people.
And she doesn't own Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling this movie is gonna be like very it's gonna be like a parody of itself, like the Scooby-Doo movie, which is
I hope so.
right. It's all right in my book. It's coming out like a year from now, so we got plenty of time to speculate and analyze the trailer and judge if it's worth your time.
Right. The trailer, I saw Barbie was not in her original stance, which gives me 2 points off of this actual review of not seeing the movie.
Damn straight. What you can see in theaters this week is the Minions movie. And if you're a super fan of the Minions, you can stay at this luxurious hotel right here.
Why? You know, did you know that the Minions movie was almost 2 hours long?
God, why?
Like, 2 hours. And mind you, oh god, this guy's hotel has the Minion eye looking through it. No!
Yeah, that shit is nightmare fuel.
Wow.
Nightmare fuel indeed. I just think of the Minions as anthropomorphic corn pops. Somehow they make a lot of money every time.
Mm-mm.
But let's get into some good news. We got news that we're getting 3 brand new Avatar movies.
Are we sure getting 3?
That's right.
Are we getting Corby? I cry. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I love all of them. I love Kyoshi, Zuko, and Korra. Like, Aang can sit to the wayside. That makes me happy. Korra always comes last, though. I'm happy. I almost did cry.
Yeah, it's a good time to have Paramount Plus. They're really delivering on the entertainment front.
Yeah. I could wait till 2026. I have to have a good a movie. Like, I really want it to be good. Because, like, the comics are really good. Both Avatar and Korra. Like, I feel like they made up for all the gush that... Because, no lie, like, Nickelodeon itself doesn't have a lot of female cartoon characters as leads. It's just a fact.
You're right. There's, like, Eliza Thornberry, Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot. Ginger, yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, man.
And then
where's the Patty Mayonnaise spinoff?
it was actually supposed to be a Helga spinoff, but it was too adult.
They're right about that. That's correct. I would have watched that. That would've been cool.
I would have watched it. They could have put it on MTV, because I mean, same company.
Right. All right, we got more animation. Avatar was a good example of how animation is done right. Here we have an animation's example of how it's done wrong. Chorus of Saber Spark.
Well, Saber Spark did this to himself. I don't know why he watched this film. What's the name of this film again? Because I saw 2 of them and I threw up.
It's like Alpha and Omega Part 7 or something.
Yeah. I don't know why these films are still around. I don't know how they made money, but apparently this was a movie outsourced in India. So they were able to get these films done quickly. Like, they hyped this movie up so that the main character, so the point of the movie is the main wolf character is loser, and he wanted to get that alpha. So, you know, need I say more? I got nothing else to say. These movies are hard to watch. Don't watch them.
Well, Well, Kevin Hart's jumping into the animation field. I mean, he's playing one of the characters in DC Super Pets, and he's been in The Life of Pets too. He just loves playing animals, but he's playing himself in what seems to be an anthology series. I don't know. I think it's gonna be his stand-up, but it's gonna be animated. I don't know. Check out the trailer. See for yourself.
Looks like a mess. This looks like a 2000s.
Yeah, somebody said the PJs look better.
Yo, it's true. All they're doing is mocap.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even look at it. I was just like, I gotta show.
Nah. Dude, they're using the same technology as VTubers. Oh no, there's clipping. Is he gonna talk about how he hates gay people? Like if his son was gay again? Because I'm here for that. Was that Kevin Hart?
Yeah, he was like, I'll throw a dollhouse over my kid's head if we find out he's gay. But he was telling a joke. But speaking of gay people, we have a letter telling someone to toe down their gayness. Have you seen this?
No.
It's literally like a written letter saying, your yard is becoming relentlessly gay. Please turn it down.
If anyone needs me, I'm gonna be making my yard relentlessly gay as well. Here's the letter. Dear resident of 4900 Kenwood Avenue, your yard is becoming relentlessly gay. Myself and others in the neighborhood ask that you tone it down. This is a Christian area, and there are children. Keep it up, and I will be forced to call the police on you. Your kind need to have respect for God. A concerned homeowner. That's cowardice. I would continue to make it gay. They're just making trouble for themselves. Canceled.
Yeah, man. It's like... you think they were being serious or they were being, like, tongue-in-cheek?
No, they are being serious. You don't understand. So, you said Kevin Hart made a joke about, his son being gay, right? One of my students told me that their father told them never to put a BL, like a boy love. It just said BL on it. Poster on the wall, or he'll throw her out the house, and she's 12. And like, if you're 12, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, let people be gay.
We're ain't doing nothing, nobody.
Like when you were at that party, you were being extremely gay. You were busting.
I was.
Some crazy moves. I think you busted
damn right.
This one move right here.
I love this thing. This is so nice. It's not harmful. They're like beautiful jars that says love on it. I don't understand. All right. Oh, shit. Yeah, yeah. Oh, shit. Yo, that dude's moves, though. The Magikarp. Magikarp. You splat. Yo, this is a Pokemon music. Let me click on it.
Yeah, you were doing push-ups and shit.
Yeah.
You were doing toy with the glow sticks. You
Oh,
had a
yeah.
good time. You had a good time.
I did.
Basement flooded right before the party started.
I attempted to save it, but I made poo come up come out of the sink.
Just a little bit. Just a little poo. Just a little Winnie the Pooh. Get it? That pussy.
No.
Something she sent me yesterday. But anyway, what I noticed, there was only one fursuiter at this party, which is weird. But you know what's better than a fursuit?
A cosplay of Johnny Depp.
No, we have Nerf's first official mascot named Murph. Check it out.
So,
Isn't that awesome?
I really hate how these companies are like, we gotta be trendy for the kids and not actually ask a child what's really cool or not. This looks, you know what this is? This is just a programmed texture they were messing with, and someone was like, look, I'm gonna put a chain on it. And some executive was like, oh, that looks so cool. It'll be popular with the youths. Stupid. Let's move on.
Alright. Speaking of disturbing news, insiders say that Alexa is gonna have the option to mimic the voices of your dead relatives.
No. We're done. Nope.
How do you feel about that?
Don't like it at all.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's very disturbing. I mean, I could see in a way how it could comfort some people in their grief, but at the end of the day, that's just if I want to be reminded of someone who passed away, I'll just look at pictures or videos. You know, I'm not gonna have a conversation with my stupid smart device. Like that's just eerie.
It's actually not healthy in my opinion, but maybe it might be. I don't know.
We'll see when it hits the market this Christmas. Another fun news story. A woman was awarded $5 million from Geico when she sued them after getting an STD in one of their cars.
I'm so confused. I'm done. Don't send me anymore. That's enough. That is the stupidest thing. This is why I don't like Twitter anymore. I'm good. I'm good, guys. Oh, even worse. We're good. I'm done.
No, almost done. This one's nice.
Come on, hurry up. I'm like checked out.
Oh Jesus! All right, what do you like to do over the summer?
Stand outside and touch trees.
All
And
right.
go to the beach.
Would you do something like this? Check that
Let's
out.
see.
That's
Nope.
extreme.
I'm good.
You wouldn't do
We ain't
that?
walking over that. This is why women live longer. Just saying.
Yeah,
Tell me I'm
no.
wrong. I mean, someone's gonna be like, he's living his life. And I'm like, I'm glad for him. That's just not what I want to do right now.
He's living his best life. I don't know, man.
Nope. That's his destiny, not mine. I'm good.
Hey, man. He's ambitious. That's Yoko Reacts. Thank you for partaking. Thank you for listening. And yeah, you can wash your eyes now.
Ugh. Thank God.
All right. So this show's about Pixar. So I'm going to start off with my dimensional review of the new Lightyear movie. Check it out. So Buzz Lightyear. We know him. We love him. And we grew up with him. So what is this movie is about? This movie is about the movie Andy saw in the Toy Story universe that eventually became Buzz Lightyear the toy. You follow me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the weird thing about this movie is the Buzz Lightyear you see in this film doesn't really... It's not anything like the one from Toy Story. He's very arrogant and bossy, and he likes to work alone. And I call him Buzzkill Lightyear because that's what he was like half of this film. He was just really annoying, man. Like he wasn't enjoyable to watch, and he was played by Chris Evans. And you know, I love Chris Evans, man. That's Cap. But you know, in this movie,
What?
he was just being an asshole. Like, I'm gonna put it out there. He was being a straight up asshole. And, you know, the story, you know, I don't want to spoil too much. It has stuff to do with going to the future, I'll say that. And he's trying to help basically like his ranger team, you know, they're stranded on a planet. So he keeps testing this new fuel. And I called it the pride flag because it looked like a rainbow in a cylinder. Me and Kristen were like, oh, it's a gay pride movie. They got the pride flag. So he keeps testing it for years and years and years. And he just doesn't give up. He's like very stubborn. And I gotta say, the whole adventure itself is like, I hate to say it, it's like just pretty forgettable. Like I saw it 2 or 3 weeks ago and I'm struggling to remember details. The best character in the movie is Socks. It's this robot cat. It's basically like Alexa. It could probably speak, use the voices of your dead relatives if it felt like it.
I love that. Not really.
But it makes sense. Like if this was the movie Andy watched, the hot toy wouldn't be Buzz Lightyear. It would be Socks.
It really would.
Yeah.
Which is upsetting.
Exactly. It makes no sense. But the movie itself is just, it's fine. It's okay. It's not offensive, even though allegedly it has a gay kiss. I didn't see it. I missed it. It was so fast, it just flew by me because I was like,
Kristen, did Kristen see it?
I think she said she did. But that's
Okay.
the thing, like people are throwing a fit over like a 3-second thing that I didn't even catch.
Agenda! That's why. Anyway.
Disney bullshit. But in my opinion, this is the movie that should have went to Disney Plus instead of Turning Red.
Yeah, Turning Red was so good.
Yeah, Turning Red was good. I actually got a chance to see it. And it's a great coming of age story. I love coming of age movies. That's my thing. Great animation, fun story, great characters. Buzz Lightyear just feels like dried toast.
Cash grab.
Feels
Cash
like-
grab.
Yeah. It is a cash grab. It's using the Buzz Lightyear name. They know people are going to turn up for it. That's why I didn't do that well in the theaters, because I think people were just confused. They're like, wait, this is not Tim Allen. Where's Woody? You know, they don't want to see a movie just about a Buzz Lightyear they're unfamiliar with. You get me? They want to see the one from Toy Story. Which, you know, if they did a movie about just the Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story, that would make a lot of money. Like, give him a spin-off.
If somebody said this to me, they said, oh, so this Buzz Lightyear movie is basically, who's the kid's name? What's the kid's name? Andy. It's Andy all grown up taking his kids to the theaters to see this? No. And they were like, okay, that's stupid. Like, immediately.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a movie Andy saw in 1995, allegedly, but it doesn't really make sense because I don't think there were a lot of gay couples in 1995. Nah, I'm not gonna poke holes in it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's really not. Somebody already did that for us.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was a little let down. Just wait for it to come out on Disney Plus. That's my verdict.
If you have Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And now, our feature presentation.
Might as well get Disney Plus because guess what? Netflix is going to have commercials officially.
That's right. Also on Disney Plus, you can stream the other 25 Pixar movies that we're about to discuss right now. And
Now, how long are we going to discuss each one? Are we going to make it quick?
well, it depends. Like if they're forgettable, Like The Good Dinosaur. We'll discuss The Good Dinosaur right now. I fucking saw that shit yesterday morning. I woke up, got some coffee, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch The Good Dinosaur. But I watched it at twice the speed because I'm not wasting my time. Listen, this movie is like the most generic thing Pixar has ever done. Like, the animation looks good, the environments, but the characters themselves, like, I thought I was watching like a Blue Sky movie, like a discount Ice
Dang.
Age. and
And they
yeah,
never had it again.
and the movie's so generic. It's about this dinosaur. He's like the lamest protagonist in a Pixar movie ever. His name's Arlo. He has no backbone. He's scared of everything. So his father's like, okay, you're gonna hunt with me. And then on the way from hunting a critter, which is actually a human, his dad gets swept away by a wave. They
I love it.
Lion Kinged his dad.
I love it.
It was a discount Lion King scene. So Arlo eventually gets lost, and he has to find his way home. And he's with the little caveman baby. So it's like it's literally a discount Ice Age, and the whole moral is you gotta stand up for yourself. You gotta become brave. This movie should have been called Brave. Now that I think about it.
Dang. Go to the next bad movie. Because I never saw The Good Dinosaur. Only because it didn't look right to me and I wasn't feeling it. So, were you going to hit Brave?
Yeah, I'll go on to Brave, but my theory for The Good Dinosaur being lame as it is, I think they had a different story at one point, and then for whatever reason it got changed.
They probably did, because most Disney films start off that way. They always have a different premise than what we see. Like, I got this Zootopia book when I was at your house, because Yoshos gave it to me, and just briefly, the Zootopia movie that we were supposed to see was actually a lot darker, where all the predators had shock collars on, and they were minority. Like, I want to present it as that they were minorities, and the reason being is they were stereotyped harder. When they would come of age, they had a bat mitzvah scene, and they would give a shock collar to their kid that was like turning into a teenager or an adult, and it was really kind of sad because it was all about building a theme park just so carnivores could get away from being stereotyped. That's what the movie was supposed to be about.
Yeah, that sounds more interesting than what we got, honestly. I would have been
Dang.
over that. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, I'm reading right here that The Good Dinosaur did have revisions. Some guy was on the project and then they took him out. And then I guess they had to rework the story. My thing is, it starts off with the dinosaur got wiped out by an asteroid.
Mm-hmm.
You see the asteroid go right by Earth. It doesn't hit Earth, and then it's like millions of years later, and everything just looks the same. The only difference is that they have cavemen with the dinosaurs. So it's like, what's the point of this premise?
I don't know. I'm already bored.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna move on. But what would have been cool is if you just had a movie where everything's like advanced, but we have dinosaurs. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But yeah, I'm moving on to Brave. I literally saw Brave, like 12 hours ago. and I sat
Oh boy.
down. I woke. At the end of the movie, I literally said, "That's it." Like, that's
Dang.
it.
Yeah.
What kills me is they had a cool protagonist. She's a badass. Like, she could have been one of like the best Disney princesses out there because she's a Disney princess.
Mm-hmm.
But they spend the time turning her mom into a bear, and then she has to babysit her mom and keep her away from her dad and all the men in the village. It's just such a lame premise.
To be fair, it's the least liked Disney princess movie out there. People are like, well, I don't like it that much, but I have to like it because she's Scottish and I'm Scottish. And I'm like, no, you don't. Don't do that to yourself. Like, or was it Irish? Or is she Irish? Wait a minute.
I think she's
Sorry,
Irish.
people.
She has red hair. I think she's Irish.
Okay. My bad. That's even worse. Please don't hit me. Yeah, somebody legitimately told me like, "Oh, she's Irish. I'm Irish. I have to love this movie." I'm like, all right, whatever." So real quick, my friend hated this movie so much because she said it was abuse of her mother, and she was just a spoiled brat for not listening to her mother, and that she's so ungrateful because she doesn't have a mother anymore because her mother passed away. And I was like, oh, you're projecting. All right. We all project when it comes to cartoons and media. That's why media is comforting. But I was like, I'm going to go sit over here. Ooh.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, her mother wants her to marry a guy because, it's a princess movie. And she's like, nah, I'm not feeling it. So she goes to a witch, and she's not even, like, specific about what she wants
Correct.
the witch to do to her mother. She just wants her to change. Not change her opinion or not become open-minded. Just change my mom. Like, it's such a flaky description. And yeah, man, like this could have been cool. Like, she should have just went on like an adventure or a quest to show her mom that she's her own person and she doesn't need no man because she's an independent woman. And it doesn't even feel like a Pixar movie. It feels like a straight to Netflix movie.
I agree.
It's sad.
I agree.
Because I like the character. I think the character had potential to be someone very cool and interesting and have a cool movie. This could have been a Mulan.
Yeah, it could have been. And then they ruined Mulan anyway, so it's fine.
Mulan. Yeah, I was texting you all night about these movies.
Yeah, and I've seen all of them before you, or at least most of them before you. And at the end of the day, we're sitting here thinking to ourselves, why couldn't this be better? Yeah. I think they just needed to get something out for the sake of getting something out, know?
Yeah, I texted you. I'm like, it felt like the makers of Brave wanted to go home early.
Yeah, yo, okay, that was a classic line. It was like, all right, guys, we got to go back.
I gotta put the meatloaf in the oven. Come on.
Yeah. Next movie.
The title doesn't even make sense.
Like, yeah, you're like, brave. Why was she brave though?
She wasn't brave because that evil bear got in her face and she screamed like a little girl. There's also a scene in Brave where they show nudity, which was pretty jarring. I didn't expect to see all those Irish butts on screen.
Funny.
All right, moving on. Where's my list at? Okay, what else did I watch? Okay, I saw the Cars trilogy. Let's get this shit out the way.
Yeah. Mind you, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I never truthfully finished Cars 1. Ever. Every time I've tried, didn't work. I finished Cars 2. Wish I didn't. 3, continue. What's your review?
Okay. Cars 1 is pretty boring. It's like, I hate Lightning McQueen. I think he's a lame character. And it's just, like, he's a racer, right? But the story isn't about racing. It's about him finding friends, I guess, and a family. He gets the Radiator Springs, and he's doing jail time because he messes up that town real bad. He destroys the street, and he messes up their little statue thing. So he's basically doing community service, but eventually, I guess he just likes the cars there. So he's like, yeah, this is more important than winning a race. And at the end, he doesn't win. And that's the movie, pretty much. Like,
I love it.
The second one is a spy movie. It felt like Pixar just wanted to do a spy movie, but Disney was like, no, you got to do a sequel to Cars. So this was like their compromise. And
that's wild.
And the main character is Larry the freaking Cable Guy.
Yep.
And it's like
Mater the Potato, the truck. Like, he represents Middle America, so it's fine.
Yeah, this one straight up felt like a straight to DVD Disney sequel. that just somehow made it to theaters, and I could barely remember anything from it. Like, again, I
You're
was
not.
watching these movies at twice the speed, and it still felt like 3 hours long.
If you were a kid, I noticed that children really like cars because, hey, cars go fast, cars go around in a circle. Cars are pretty, like every child, at least like a lot of boys that I knew when that movie came out. And what I mean by that, I'd have friends who had kids and they happened to have a boy in their family and they're like, "We love cars." And they would have the merch. Let me tell you, from this franchise, the movie didn't even have to be good, but the cars and the merch from that was amazing. Like, you had a Cars racetrack, you had a Cars RC set, you had like a build your own car thing and like break it down and build it. Cars, uh, pretty much like what is it? Like a Tonka truck. Uh, and the video games, even though they weren't great, people still bought them. There was one for the PS3 no, it was for the Wii, and it was like really good. And I was like, I'm surprised.
No, you're right. The only reason this got a trilogy is because of the merchandise alone.
Yeah, because Disney Princesses is actually the number two property, and Disney said, like, they admittedly said, like, we need the boys to be involved in some way. So Marvel and Cars and whatever else and Star Wars are like they had to get those IPs. So they were like, we're leaving the boy market out.
So yeah, I think they made Larry the Cable Guy the lead in Cars 2 because Owen Wilson was having some health problems around that time.
Oh,
Yeah, I won't go into detail. It's pretty dark. But he was in the movie way more than I expected. I thought he was just going to show up at the beginning and then come back later. But he was in the movie a fair bit. So that was weird. Now, Cars 3, I will admit, is probably the good one.
That's what everybody says.
It's
if they had
one, yeah.
to choose.
So I say that because it actually has like a decent story where you can like follow along. Like Lightning McQueen is like on the verge of retirement. There's these new cars coming out, kicking his ass. So guess what? The story is centered about, this is crazy, it's about the racing.
No way.
Yeah. 3 movies in and they're like, you know what? Let's make a story about the racing in a Cars movie. Genius. But it's a good story because it's like Rocky 3. Like Lightning McQueen is training with this new car. Her name is Cruz, and she's
I thought that's what the first one was about. Like, no lie, I thought the first one was about that. I can't believe you're telling me this. All right, continue.
No, the first one is about like friendship and it's stupid. This one should have been the sequel, the official sequel, and because it works. Like Lightning McQueen is training to beat this super fast racer named Storm, and he's bonding with this other car who's a trainer but wants to be a racer, and it's just a solid story. And Larry the Cable Guy is barely in it. Like they realized the mistake they made with Cars 2, and they're like, okay, you're gonna get a few lines. You know how Jar Jar was barely in episode 2? That's what they did with Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah.
And all the spy stuff from the second movie, never mentioned again. It's like it never happened. And yeah,
wild.
It's an enjoyable flick. Like it's fine. Like I had problem watching it because my fucking internet was going in and out, but that was a decent Cars movie. Even though at the end, the girl wins the race. Men bad, women good.
Yeah, pretty much. How did this woke Disney stuff gobble gooble?
So yeah, if you're gonna waste your time with the Cars movie, watch Cars 3. Forget the other 2.
Yeah, you could probably watch a quick synopsis. Ow, I burned myself.
Yeah. And I won't say like any of these are bad. Like they're not bad movies. They're just very forgettable. It's like you
They're
watch
just
them.
there.
Yeah, exactly. They're just there. You watch it on an airplane, and then you never think about it again. It's I had the same thing with Monsters University. I saw that a few
Yeah,
years
that was a
back.
waste. A waste of my time.
Yeah, like I saw it a few years ago, and I barely remember anything about it. I'm just like, okay, they're in college. Like kids are not gonna understand some of this, but whatever.
I just don't get why Disney did that. I wanted to see Boo grown up, even if it was just a little, you know?
I think that's what everybody wanted to see.
Yeah. What a bunch of cowards. Not sorry, Pixar. Make it happen.
But I did
And
see Monsters Inc. for the first time last week.
what'd you think?
It was great. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
it was a good movie.
Yeah.
It's one of those that I say I wouldn't watch too many times, but it's very memorable.
Yeah, like I don't know why I missed it the first time around, but I always heard good things about it. So I finally sat down and watched it and I'm like, yeah, this is a good story. See, when I come to Pixar, when I watch a Pixar movie, I expect a good story, great characters, and like some emotional. I want to feel something, you know. I want to get in the feels, you know.
Yeah.
And Monsters Inc. did that. Yeah, I love that they're scared of this little kid, and that they realize, hey, we could just make them laugh. We don't have to torture these kids and make them go through years of therapy. We could just make them laugh instead of scaring the shit
Yeah.
out of them.
And it ended up being like a darker story than it was, you know. I thought that was great. Like it made me feel. I was like, "Yo, this is so." Ooh, gave me chills.
Yeah, the bad guy. You want to smack the bad guy. He's an asshole. And you know, you really you felt the love that Sully had for Boo. You know, it was cute. And then when
Yeah.
Sully scares the shit out of Boo, you it hits home. You're like,
Yeah.
damn, she don't trust you no more. Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the other movie I saw 6 Pixar movies yesterday, y'all, because I need to to catch up. A Bug's Life. I saw that for the first time,
What did you
and
think?
it was decent. You know, it's slow in the beginning, but it really picks up towards the end when the grasshoppers come and they have to like get the bird. Like I thought that was cute. Like they had to make a bird to like scare the grasshoppers away. I thought it was nice, and the grasshopper is played by Kevin Spacey, which made me feel
Yeah.
very icky. Oh man, what'd you think of Bug's Life?
I wanted to dislike it, because I don't like bugs, but I liked ants. So I was like, okay, fine. Not ants the movie. I meant ants as an animal, as a creature. Um, it had actually really solid PlayStation 1 game. And I'm not joking, dude. The PlayStation 1 game for that was really good. It was a solid platformer, my guy. Um, A Bug's Life was another journey. I thought it was funny, cozy. You know, it's not one I would have in my collection though, because I had it, I watched it. Would I rebuy it? No. Would I really? I don't know. I thought it was good at the time. If I ever watched it again, I'd be like, oh, okay, this movie was fun, but not. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was fine.
it's not the
It-
bee's knees. It's not the greatest, but it's also not the worst. It's good. It's solid.
yeah,
It's their second movie, so they're still finding themselves.
yeah.
And I thought it was
And
fun. I like the
oh yeah,
circus. Like again, good characters, good message, you know. And
hmm
it was an interesting story, you know. It's like we don't want to fight these guys, so we're gonna scare them away. You know, that's good.
oh yeah.
Yeah. And the last movie I had to catch up with that I haven't seen was Wally, right? And
hmm
it's gonna be the hottest take I may have on this show.
I'm ready.
I thought Wally was kind of boring.
Oh, thank God. Okay, you and I had the same opinion.
Oh, for
So
real?
yeah, like
Okay.
like Wally is my least favorite, and I'll tell you why. Like Wally is Short Circuit. Have you ever seen that movie from the 80s?
A long time ago.
Yeah, so it's like a futuristic take, and I felt like Short Circuit was better, which is sad to say, and I saw that movie with a friend who had a crush on me, and he hated Eve because he's like, Wally's doing all this stuff for her, and she's not doing anything to reciprocate. And I'm like, yeah, because he's trying too hard. Sounds like you. And I'm like, dang. All right, I'm starting to not like this movie. He was like really blaming me for that character's like it was weird. It was a weird experience. But let me tell you, Japan, they love Wally because he's a robot. And I'm not even trying to stereotype, but Japan loves themselves some robots, my guy. So
he's Rob the Robot.
Yeah.
From Smash
I don't know.
Brothers.
A movie don't like that much. No, don't really like it.
Wally's a simp. He's a simp the entire movie. Okay, I will say this. It goes like out there. Like
it does.
A weird flick. And that's what I enjoyed about it the most. Like all the humans, like they live in, the gravity's not the same, so their bones, like they don't have as many bones, so they have to like wear these Professor X hover cars.
Yeah. Well, that's also the foods they have make them really fat.
Yeah.
But like and it changed their bone structure, and basically they're all babies again, but like they don't know what's going on besides sitting and watching Netflix.
Yeah, it reminded me of that movie Idiocracy.
Yeah.
Where everybody's an idiot and they're just watching TV from their like couch toilets. That's the vibe. Yeah, like Wally's not a bad movie. It just wasn't for me. Like it wasn't my style, but it had an interesting story, had great animation. I think the music was good. I'm just I'm like, don't hate me, guys. Like, I'm just thinking of the point of view of like, let's say my 7-year-old nephew watches Wally.
Yeah.
He's gonna be bored. He's gonna be like, where's the cell phone?
Me, I would think like if you're a tech dude or a tech kid, like you're gonna want to analyze Wally. You're gonna empathize because, like, I mean, Wally is just a curious creature, and I'm saying he's a creature because he's not a robot. He's a sentient being,
Yeah.
that is looking for companionship and like anything other humans do. I mean, Wally brought back the sense of feeling, even though ironically he's a robot. He's not supposed to feel that way,
Yeah. Wally's fine. It's just I probably never watch it again. I heard so many good things about it. I was a little hyped. I saw it with Kristen. I'm like, I'm gonna watch Wally, man. I'm gonna do it. And I was like, sorry. All right, let's go over these since we talked about them in the past real quick. Turning Red. We love Turning Red. Go watch it. It's awesome.
Yeah. Now, Turning Red is the Goofy movie. Like a newer version of the Goofy movie. Like,
yeah, I agree.
When you think about it, like, but people were like, "Oh, it's just cringy watching girls." Like, we did a review already, right?
Yeah, we reviewed it.
Yeah, we did a review. So, like, yeah, listen to that. Luca. It's just interesting.
Luca last year, Luca's okay.
Yeah.
It's not their best, not their worst. It's in the middle. It's like it's a fun adventure.
Luca awoke some gay kids that summer. I'm not gonna front.
Yeah.
Like it really did.
It came out during Pride Month.
It did.
That woke Disney agenda.
Right?
Yeah. The best part of Luca, I think, are the visuals. Italy looks beautiful. Yeah, like what I liked about watching these movies like back to back, you can see the difference in like quality in the animation, especially when I watched Cars 1, 2, and 3 back to back, I could see how much better the
The
technology got.
technology, yeah.
That was fun to keep track of. All right, Luke is cool. Soul is great.
Yeah, Soul, I really needed to see it at the time it came out.
Yeah,
Uh that movie's not really, I want to say it's not for kids in the sense that kids won't enjoy it. It's a message for adults.
yeah,
Like,
it
don't
really
wait till
is.
you're 40. Don't wait till you're 40 to get shit done.
Yeah, Soul was one of my favorite movies that came out that year. It has a great message for everybody, you know. And yeah, again, it's not a kids movie. Like, you know, there's some fun stuff in it, especially when it turns into a cat. But this is like, to me, this is one of Pixar's best. This is definitely in the top 10 for sure. This is what I come to a Pixar movie for. Unfortunately, it wasn't released in theaters because of the pandemic. I wish it was, because it deserved a lot more
Then it
success.
got, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, that one, like, if I were a therapist and I knew somebody was struggling with what is the purpose of my life, like, I'd force them to watch that.
yeah. Jamie Foxx does a great job as well.
He does. Oh my gosh.
Love it, love it. Um, Onward, this movie, I feel like people don't talk about it that much because it came out.
It's so good
It is.
during the pandemic.
Yeah, it came out a week before the pandemic happened, so it kind of got lost in the shuffle. But it's a good story, like especially with they want to see their dad again, and they only have a pair of pants. It's so
Yeah.
goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was,
mhm.
they just wanted to see their dad. They passed away and it was interesting.
It was a good adventure. You had Chris Pratt and Tom Holland playing the brothers. They have really good chemistry. It takes place in like a fairy tale land, so there's a lot of cool monsters and creature designs.
Yeah, you can go anywhere with it.
Yeah, it's
And
definitely one I want to see again. I only saw it once. Definitely want to see it again.
yeah. That one's a let me own it on tape at home, you know.
Yeah.
I said
Um,
tape. I'm dating myself.
well, here we have another good one. Coco.
Yeah, Coco was okay. Coco was amazing. I watched it twice with my mom and we both cried each time.
Yeah.
I felt like Coco was like the beginning of the new era of, so if you notice, we're having cartoons about family karma, and family karma, self-worth.
Correct.
And like that meant a lot to me. And I got to see, Dias how to Day of the Dead. I'm not gonna say it
Dias de
improperly.
Muertos.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, man. Coco was a tearjerker for sure. Definitely pulls at your heartstrings. It has a message, good music, crazy visuals because he's basically going into the afterlife.
Yeah,
And
just to get some answers.
yeah, it's kind of on par with Soul in that way because they're both dealing with the afterlife. And a lot of if you like you said, a lot of these Pixar movies kind of deal with family and the importance of that and your place in the world. And the best Pixar movies are the ones that you feel good, you learn something from it, and they have good music, memorable characters, and Coco has all of that in spades. Like if you don't tear up when watching the end of Coco, you have no soul.
Yeah. Or you've seen it enough times where you're like, I feel it.
I don't care.
Yeah, it just made me feel great.
Coco's Coco's great.
Yeah.
These next two I wanted to rewatch because I remember liking them, but I didn't get time. First up, Ratatouille.
Oh
Ratatouille.
yeah. Rakakuni.
Rakakuni. Rakakuni.
Yeah, that Ratatouille was good. Um, it didn't feel like a Pixar movie to me in some way, shape, or form. It felt more like a Muppet movie because of the way that the characters were designed.
Interesting. Yeah, the main character does look pretty goofy.
Yeah, he looks like a Muppet.
Yeah, I only saw this movie once, but I remember really enjoying it. Like I think I rented
Yeah,
it from Blockbuster.
yeah.
And again, it's a really cool premise. It's like this rat is taking control of this human by using his hair as like the controls, and this rat just likes cooking. I don't even remember if they explain why he likes cooking so much. He just loves to cook, and this is the only way he can do it. Gotta follow your dreams, Pizza Rat.
Yup.
And it takes place in Paris, correct?
Yeah.
Paris. Yeah, I gotta rewatch this film because I just remember having a blast. And I remember the critic. He has like a backstory because he's like so cold hearted, but they explain like why he is. And yeah, man, like it annoys me because I can't remember more, but I know Ratatouille is one of the greats. And it's popular again because of that movie, Everywhere, Everything, All at Once.
Yeah. That was so funny. Yeah, because of Rakakuni, the Rakakuni. Great.
Yeah, I'm glad you like that movie, by the way.
Yeah, I needed to see that movie,
Yeah,
you
that
know.
movie is so good. The next one, Up.
Yeah. Up is your standard. Okay, I would have to say very American romance film at the beginning, you know.
Yeah, those
It
first 10 minutes are a roller coaster.
mhm,
Like
definitely.
it gets you crying right off the bat. You see this beautiful story. There's no dialogue of these two people just growing old together, and by the end of it, you're like in a puddle of tears.
You sure are. Like you
Yeah,
can't even handle it.
yeah. I
And
remember. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, and then as the movie goes on, it's just about a cranky old man taking this uh Asian kid along with him because the dude's like, I'm gonna make my house float. I want to remember the memories of my wife. Peace, deuces. I'd rather die in the woods, like,
He
uh,
kidnaps an Asian man, a little Asian boy. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, yes and no.
And the Doug. His name is Doug, right? The dog.
Doug, yeah, Doug
Oh,
the dog.
people love Dog. Doug. Ugh. Not Disney's Doug. Forget that. Talking about Doug the dog. And they go on a cool adventure together. I remember seeing this in 3D at my old job at the movies. It was one of the first. I think it was the first Pixar 3D movie they did,
Mm-hmm.
and it really showed. Like I remember everything popping up, the balloons and going in the sky, and then when they go into like the island, like it was a good time. It was a good use of 3D. And again, I need to watch it again because I'm struggling to remember details, but I just remember enjoying it a lot. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was Rick and Morty before Rick and Morty.
that's funny.
We're almost done.
Yeah,
We got all right. We got Finding Nemo and Finding Dory. Two very different movies in quality, in my opinion.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
it's like the same thing with Monsters Inc. It's like the first one really good, really high standard. The second one, you could leave, you could take it or leave it.
Yep.
Like the only thing I remember about Finding Dory was like the ending was so over the top. I think the fish were driving a car.
Yeah.
It was in like an there was an octopus that changed. He camouflaged into places. That was cool. And just thinking about Finding Dory, I just think about Ellen, and I think about how she abused all her workers.
Finding Dory as a whole kind of left me with anxiety And like I didn't enjoy it at all. I could have done without it.
Wow.
I really could have.
What
Like the
upset
first
you?
Finding Nemo was perfect. The car chase, she was trying to remember. I gotta remember. And I was not in a like, I don't know. It was annoying.
I mean, I like the attempt that they were trying to, bring Dory's illness to like the forefront, and the
Yeah.
ending is nice. It's heartwarming. Spoilers: she finds her parents. That was cool because they kept putting seashells out there for her to come back to. That was cool, but everything else just felt like filler. You get me?
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
the journey there was filler. Finding Nemo, on the other hand, again, I don't remember too much about it, but I remember it
I
was a
do.
good. Yeah, you take it from here. Then take it.
Okay, so hold on. Left bumper, fuck! Shit! Left bumper, left. I kept it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Yes, I got him. Okay, sorry.
Are you playing video
Um,
games?
no, I'm not. I
Yeah, right.
promise. Anyway, so Finding Nemo, dad and his kids are by himself, and mommy gets eaten by uh, a predator. And long story short, it's about the father Marlin learning how to not be fearful anymore
That's correct.
of,
Yeah, because he was
it was
super
annoying.
overprotective, right?
Yeah. And then he meets Dory. They go on a whirlwind adventure. They go to a dentist's office, and we see Toy Story
Toy Story kids.
Easter eggs, yeah, in there. Anyway, long story short, was not, it was a good film. It was a
Yeah,
good film. I
yeah.
just wish that the sequel didn't take like 75 years to come out to see. I would have preferred just it never existed, honest to God. If I'm being frank.
If you're being Anne Frank.
Oh, at least Anne Frank would have had the decency to not listen.
Ooh.
I don't know.
That
That's Helen Keller, not Anne Frank. Sorry.
we're going to hell anyway.
Nah. We're already in it. We live in America. It's fine.
Oh yes, very topical. Very topical.
Yeah.
Finding Nemo was good. I saw it when it re-released in 3D, and yeah, again, we're dealing with like an overprotective parent trying to control their kid and be a certain way. It's a common theme in these movies, especially as we talk about them one by one. But I remember having a good time with it. And yeah, Finding Dory was unnecessary. It was a cash grab, just like Monsters University.
Yeah.
But I would say Finding Nemo was like in that good spot. I feel like from Toy Story to the Incredibles, Pixar was like on fire.
Yeah.
And now let's talk about the Incredibles.
The Incredibles was incredible. Somebody said this. It was one of your friends. He was like, the real Fantastic Four
Yeah.
was the Incredibles.
Everybody on the internet says that. They're like, we have a good Fantastic Four movie. It's The Incredibles. And
Yeah.
I have to agree.
Yeah.
Now,
Like down to it, it's true.
yeah, like people go hard for The Incredibles, especially before the sequel came out. People were wanting a sequel for years. They're like, oh man, why are they making all these crappy sequels? We want The Incredibles 2. And then Incredibles 2 happened, and then people were, I don't really hear that much praise for it. Like, it got
No,
good
they didn't really
reviews.
like it that much. I
Yeah.
liked it. I personally like it.
Yeah, like people, I don't know, I just don't hear a lot about it, and people were like clamoring for it for so long, and then they get
Yeah,
it and they're
they
like, oh.
were.
I think The Incredibles 2 is mostly known for giving people seizures for like one scene in the movie, honestly.
That's wild. I'm not surprised. The Pokemon TV show, the original, the OG, they had a scene that had over 200 frames per second, and that gave a lot of kids seizures. So they censored it. They changed the lighting on every anime now. They put like a filter on it so you wouldn't get a seizure. That goes for American cartoons too, all because of that Pokemon episode. So I'm surprised The Incredibles didn't learn from that.
Do you think it would have been better if they actually like moved forward in time and had the kids grown up?
Not really. I think, well, for context in terms of time, if they released The Incredibles 2 earlier, like sooner rather than later, you know, I think it would have made more sense, but I don't know. I think the direction they had is fine versus Monsters Inc. It should have picked up where it left off, just like The Incredibles. So,
Yeah, Monsters Inc. should have been Monsters University should have been a sequel, not a prequel.
yeah.
Yeah. Incredibles, I liked it. I liked the sequel, but I'm not crazy about it like everyone else is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a solid film, especially the first one. Has a good villain. Really want to punch his face. I love Frozone because Sam Jackson is just the man. But it's not something I revisit often. Like I rewatched the first one before the second one came out, and I'm like, my opinions still like didn't change. I'm like, this is fine.
Yeah.
This is good. This is solid, but it's not something I need to like rewatch again.
Well, the sequel was really supposed to be with the Mole Man, and they made that into a really bad video game. So there's that. So if take that what you will, you know. I'm okay with the franchise.
Yeah. You think they'll make a third one?
I hope not. I really don't. Honest to God, The Incredibles is the only sequel I like out of any Pixar sequel. Most Pixar sequels just shouldn't happen.
Well, hold
if
up.
at all.
Hold up. We'll put a pin in that. Before we talk about that. I almost forgot this one. Inside Out.
Yeah, I'm indifferent to that film too.
Really?
I think it was a good way to introduce depression, and then they didn't. They could have talked about depression and made it more of a widely, aware thing. Because a lot of people I talked to who saw Inside Out, they were having a good thing, man. I have really bad depression, and a lot of the things that the main girl was going through, I was going through, and then they chopped it up. What do you think?
You think they sugarcoated it?
They sure did.
Wow.
There's no doubt about that. They sugarcoated it.
Yeah. I remember when she's running away from home, and you see the main console where all the emotions are at start to turn black. Like they can't control her anymore. I thought that was a good use of the visual medium to convey that depression, but it sounds like they should have went further with it, correct?
Yeah. And it would have been really the first Disney film where people should just wise up. Like, y'all got depression and you ain't doing shit about it.
Yeah. Thinking about it, it reminds me of the game It Takes Two.
Yeah.
Because Happiness looks like one of the players.
Yeah.
And that girl's basically dealing with depression as well. So,
yeah.
Because her parents are comatose.
Yeah, throughout the whole thing.
But I really enjoyed Inside Out. Did I probably watched it with you?
No, you didn't.
You sure?
I watched it with my friend in Connecticut.
Wow, I feel like I watched it with you. Well,
nah, I would have remembered that. Like how we watched the Ninja Turtles. It was the first movie I ever snuck into.
Oh yeah, breaking the rules.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh no!" I almost busted us.
God, that was the first movie you snuck into, and you were approaching 30.
Okay, that's a lie. The first movie I snuck into was Rango because it was either Battle for LA, and I hated that movie. I snuck out because I was with a group of friends, and I went to see Rango. I saw most of that film because I was like, "Yo, Battle for LA is really bad."
Yeah, you can enjoy Rango now because Johnny Depp has been uncanceled.
Well, because Amber's a crazy twat.
Yeah. I enjoyed Inside Out. I like the character of Bing Bong. When he disappears, that shit made me cry.
Yeah. It's kind of also a thing where as we get older, we're told not to stick to these things, that we need to grow out of them, but then they come back to us in a different way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it has a good message. It's like sometimes you got to be sad to be happy again.
Yeah, that's how you heal.
Exactly. And yeah, there's a huge plot hole in that movie. You know how they get the emotions in those tubes, right?
Hmm.
People were like, why don't they just go in the tube and go back to the command center?
Oh, you're right though. Didn't they
Yeah.
get jammed or something? I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they could
Shoot.
squeeze in there.
Mhm.
But yeah. All right. Last but not least, we got the Toy Story movies. Now, you said
Yeah.
Pixar shouldn't have made any sequel besides Incredibles 2. What about Toy Story 3?
Okay, Toy Story 3 was really good, but 4 was kind of like it was a good movie. Those are good films, but like it's exhausting is what I'm talking about. These sequels are just mentally and physically exhausting.
Yeah, Toy Story
Like I
4 is
can't.
solid. Is a solid movie. Did we need it? No. Of course not. But I guess they felt like, oh, we need to give Woody like a happy ending. Even though the end of Toy Story 3, it's like, hey, I gotta stay with, again, my family. We can't be separated. That's why he didn't go to college with Andy. But then
Hmm.
in the next movie, Bo Peep shows up in her booty shorts, and Woody's like, peace, bitches, I'm out of here.
Yeah. I thought him just going around with Bo Peep was pretty chill because his whole thing is I gotta play with the main character or else I'm not relevant. And everyone's like, no, you don't have to do that with your life in order to be relevant. You just be you. I don't know how to be me.
Yeah, he can't function without a kid. That's his
Yeah.
problem. He can't just be his own
Honestly,
man.
you're right. The Toy Story ones were that sequels were good. Sorry. It's just the other ones like Dory, goodbye. If they made it up to, I would have thrown up, okay?
They can make a prequel called Down.
Lord.
Yeah, Toy Story 3. If when they're holding hands about to go into the incinerator, that's where you
Yeah.
cry, everybody.
Yeah, I did cry. Everybody
Everybody was
cried.
crying.
And if you didn't cry, you just didn't understand. Like,
Like
I don't know.
I grew
Or
up
you
with
were
Toy
holding it
Story.
in.
Toy Story was my jam because I played with my toys all the time. I played with them until they broke, their heads came off, their legs came off. I still played with them though. So having a movie centered around a kid playing with toys was like right in my alley, and it came out when I was like
Yeah.
5. So the original Toy Story is still like one of my favorites of all time. Someone remade the movie with real toys, and it looks
Yeah, I just
good.
saw.
Yeah,
They d-
man. And it
it's
was the first.
like Shrek reanimated too. Like it's up there.
Yeah, and then it was the first CGI film, fully CGI animated film. They broke ground. They set the precedent
Yeah.
for we wouldn't have Minions: The Rise of Gru if it wasn't for Toy Story making
It really is. They're standing on the shoulders of giants.
them. Exactly. Toy Story is like a classic, man. Like if it were up to me, I'd be like that's their best movie, hands down. Pixar. Um Toy Story 2 is fine. It's my least favorite out of all of them because I don't know, like the Woody's Roundup thing just doesn't hold my attention like the other stories do. But it's the good stuff, man. We got Zurg in there,
Yes. I am your
and
father.
yeah, which doesn't make sense if you watch the Lightyear movie. Doesn't make sense, but I digress. You got Barbie in this movie.
made me laugh. Barbie and Ken in that movie just killed me. Like, it made it so enjoyable for me. It's not funny.
Yeah, man. And Toy Story 4 has Duke Kaboom, played by the awesome Keanu Reeves. You got Key and Peele playing the stuffed animals, like,
Yeah, that was cute. That was cute though.
and then you have a great villain in Fuzzalot. Was it Fuzzy Bear, Fuzzy Huggins Bear? I don't know.
Yeah,
The one from Part 3. He's an awesome villain, man. And yeah, I can never get tired of watching these movies, man. They're all great, good stuff.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice of them. I think I owned it at one point.
And Toy Story had that game for Super Nintendo, which
Yeah, the one that was terribly hard. Everyone's reviewed it. Like, my cousin had it for the Game Boy, and I got a emulator box, like a Raspberry Pi, right? And I went to go play it. That game broken. That game doesn't even work.
that's why
The
gaming in the Clinton years was mad about this game.
too hard. Have to use cheat codes. Although it used cinematographic computers. I don't know. Something graphic compute. I love that. It was so good.
That review is legendary. Go
It
look it
is.
up, guys. Gaming in the Clinton years, Toy Story. It's so
Yeah.
good. Beautiful. It's cinema.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like we missed a film.
Let me double check. I don't think we did. Fucking Randy Newman. Like when I was watching A Bug's Life, I was thinking to myself, they're just reusing the Toy Story soundtrack.
Yeah, they are.
So
Everybody
distracting.
likes to play with toys. Look, I'm Randy Newman. I'm Randy Newman. She's Randy Newman. That's all I hear now. I had the album.
I love
Like,
it. No, we didn't miss anything. I'm going through the
yeah,
list.
you're right.
The
There
next
are
year,
there are Pixar shorts, but
yeah, that's too much for us.
yeah, that's too much.
Next year, they have a movie called Elemental, which is about sentient elementals
Okay.
because they need to make everything sentient. in
Yeah,
this universe.
anthropomorphism is big.
I-
You know, Disney was supposed to come out with a movie called The Tiger King. And I guess they canceled that project. And several other films. There were like a lot on the plate that were canceled that seemed to have potential. And who knows where the direction of Disney's going to go right now. It's going to be a weird.
They're making like 15 Star Wars shows at the moment.
Don't care.
All right. Before we go, since it's summertime, I would like to ask, what is your favorite place to go during the summer?
The beach. I just like the beach as a whole. It's my favorite place to be. It's relaxing. I like going at night too. So like you just stargazing at night. It's cathartic, you know?
Yeah.
What about you?
Any place where there's a pool. Lake Welch is cool. I took you up there one time.
Yeah, that was fun. It was just weird going to the lake water because lake water doesn't have salt in it. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not floating.
Yeah, any place where there's water is cool with me. I like going to water parks. Hoping I can go to a few this summer. I'm going with my family to Ocean City, Maryland next month.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a 2-week road trip, and hopefully this week I'm going to Niagara Falls. I need to hear back from Greg on that one.
Hope you get to do it.
Yeah, any place with water is my favorite place to go during the summer.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks again, Jen, for
Yeah.
joining me talking about these Pixar movies.
What it is.
Yeah. I invited a friend to come on this episode, but she's kind of sick. So, but she left me like a bunch of notes on
Are you
these.
serious?
Yeah, and
Which friend is it?
her name is Delaney. You met her at the party.
Oh,
I'll just read a few because
I need to know.
she wrote so much.
I need to know.
Delaney, if you're listening, thank you. Yeah, Steve Jobs funded Pixar.
Yeah.
CEO. Toy Story was the first fully computer animated film. Yeah, we know that.
Yep.
Bug's Life. Story of the masses rising up to fight the power.
Yep.
Monsters Inc. was like a breakthrough in shading.
And fur textures.
That's
Yes.
right. We wouldn't have Turning Red without Monsters Inc.
It's true. Or a lot of other films too.
Wow. Yo, there's like a list. I'm trying to like go through it. Ratatouille developed a new lighting tool. Wall-E has different perspectives, and there's a lot of technical details she wrote down. Brave has realistic hair.
Yep. Yep.
Oh man. Yeah, thank you for all this, Delaney. It's a lot. It's mostly technical stuff, but hopefully we can get you on the podcast at a different time.
Heck yeah.
All right. Sound us off.
All right, everybody. Enjoy the theme song. This is Yoko and Frisky's Dimensional Rift. Have a great day.
Happy 4th.
Yoko and Frisky's Dimensional Rift. Yoko and Frisky's Dimensional Rift. Yoko and Frisky's Dimensional Rift.